Hello, Marcos. Good evening.
Good evening, teacher. How are you?
Doing good. How about you?
Good too.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for joining.
So I'm the only here. Oh no, there is
Yes,
another.
Herbert. Herbert is here now. Okay, and how was your day?
A little busy, but fine.
Okay, sounds good. And how about the weekend? What did you do on weekend? I mean, the last weekend.
Last weekend, let me think.
Mhm.
I just spent my whole weekend in my house. I
Really?
didn't do
Okay.
any interesting.
So you stayed at home on the weekend.
Yes, all the
Okay, very
weekend
good.
is.
Okay, sounds good. But what did you do at home? Did you listen to music? Did you exercise? Did you watch a movie? What did you do?
I'm taking a course in Udemy. I only follow some lessons the Sunday and the Saturday. I just see TV. I can't remember
Okay.
what.
Hey, listen, you don't want to say this Sunday or this Saturday. You usually use on Saturday and on
On
Sunday.
Saturday.
Hmm?
Okay, on Saturday. Okay.
Very good. So excellent. Okay, guys. Welcome Herbert and Carlos.
Hi.
Hello. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining. Today we have a new topic. Okay, a new topic. So we are going to learn a lot. Okay, maybe it's something that is not that difficult, but most of the students don't know. So you are going to be part of that small group of students who knows how to use the ing form of the verb or the infinitive form of the verb. Okay, so this is what we are going to be learning tonight. So let me go ahead and start sharing. But by the way, do you want to watch my books? Because I have ready here some books
Of
for you.
course.
Yes,
That's the
teacher.
only,
Yes,
that's
teacher.
the only reason why I came here today. I'm just kidding.
Why? Oh, come on. Okay, here, if you see, I have a lot of books, and this is just a small part of my book. So here we have one of my favorites, which is for Schopenhauer, who is my favorite philosopher, Schopenhauer, Arthur Schopenhauer. We discussed about him in a previous class. Okay, so Schopenhauer. Okay, very interesting. I haven't started reading this because I haven't had time. I'm reading other books. So someone gave me this book, gift me this book like a month ago, and I haven't started reading it yet. So, but very good. Here we have it. This is another one that I like a lot. This is the name, and this is for Charles Darwin. Very interesting book. I love it. It's the origin of man. Okay, el origen del hombre. It's super interesting. Also here, this one. It's another one for Charles Darwin. It's super interesting. And this is also one of my favorites. It's about the universe, and this is a Stephen Hawking book. Okay, I really love this one. Okay, I really love this one as well. It's pretty nice. Okay, this book. And
Hey, I
for
have a question. I'm sorry. The theory of everything was published before or after the Great Design?
no, actually, this theory, it's not an actual theory. Okay.
Oh, I think I know that's the title of the book. What I mean is, when was it published? Before or after the Great Design? Or
I would lie to you because that answer I don't have it. Okay. But well, this is basically I like to learn a lot about universe, but about concrete theories, I just know the basic. So, but this is very interesting. I learned a lot about um, uh, black holes in this book. Super interesting. Super interesting. Okay, and this is another one. World War I. Okay, it's World War I is super interesting. Okay, and
that
this
is
is
nice.
yes, and it is in English. Okay, so it is cool. And this is also one of my favorites. What is this book?
By Miguel Cervantes, of course. That's
Yes,
maybe the most important book in Spanish
Spanish
literature.
language. Exactly. El Quijote de la Mancha. Super nice and interesting.
Teacher, and it is the first fiction book that you show because the
Really?
others are like scientists or about what philosophy.
Oh yes. This is
So
the first. Just a few. This is a novel, so it's the first novel, right? That I show you.
no, I mean it's the first book that about like fiction.
That
I
was
mean
written.
that no that you show us. The
Ah
other
yes,
books are like about scientists or physics, something like that. So I
exactly.
mean I guess you don't like the fiction too
I don't
much.
like fiction. To be honest with you, I don't read fiction, but I love it, like novels, but in
Okay.
Spanish. I have read some novels in English as well, but in Spanish, I have read a lot of books from let me think. What is the name of this? Gabriel Garcia Marquez. I love short stories for a lot of um, writers in Spanish as well. And this is the one that you wanted to see, Carlos.
Hey, great, fabulous. Hey,
This is number one, and then I have 12 of this. Number two, three, and I have 12 of this. And the quality of the content and everything is super awesome. You see a lot of information and a lot of pictures.
where did you get them?
I have a dealer, I could say like that's a book dealer.
Book
Yes,
dealer.
yes, exactly. And he always sell a lot of books to me because I have spent half my existence reading. So yes, I have bought a lot of books and I have a lot of other books in my house, out, outside the house. So I have a big library at home.
Did you get them in the downtown or where this guy is located?
No, some of them I have bought them in a bookstore. Some of them like the ones that are more commercial, like this one, but those are very expensive, like 30, $40.
Oh, by the way, I just Googled that and I found that the theory of everything was published back in 2022. Sorry, 2002, 8 years earlier than The Great Design, which is the book that I have read from Stephen Hawking, and that was in 2010.
Okay, very good. So Stephen Hawking was a very outstanding scientific. So
It's an actual real shame that he couldn't win the Nobel Prize. Nobel Prize.
imagine, he didn't win it.
Even if his theory of the Hawking radiation could someday be proved, he will never get the Nobel because that is not given to dead people, only to people that is alive. And imagine that Peter Higgs, who is another person who actually won the Nobel Prize um, for the Higgs particle, he was awarded with that prize 50 years later when he theorized his uh, particle that is responsible to give mass to other particles, in this case, the Higgs particle.
Mm-hmm. I understand what you mean, and yeah, that is a shame. Yes, I think he deserved because all the publishments and the how do you say this in English? The scientific la divulgación científica that he did was pretty outstanding as well. I mean Stephen
It
Hawking.
is. It's a shame that his Hawking radiation proposal has not been tested and verified yet. It is just theorized. I mean, the fact that black holes emit thermal radiation.
Exactly. Okay, yeah, that is actually a shame. Also, he had written a lot about light, and light is one of my favorite phenomena. Light is very, very interesting.
Right, right.
And I also have a telescope.
Really?
Yes, I have a big telescope. I have two telescopes. One is smaller, and I have a big one.
How many millimeters is the diameter of your telescope?
It is the smaller one is 80 millimeters, and actually it's enough, I think, to see whatever you want to see in the sky. And the other one is 127 equatorial mount.
Right. Wow.
Yes,
So
the bigger is actually a refractor telescope, which means that it is based on a mirror instead of a glass. So the quality is not the same, even though it is bigger.
I see, but I guess with the small one, you can see Venus very good, right?
Yes, you can see.
Very well, I'm sorry.
Yes, the best or the most beautiful planet is Saturn because that is a spectacular, and
Thanks, of
also
course.
and also Jupiter.
Right.
Yes, so super super nice. Okay, very good, guys. So that was part of my books. All right, and we are going to start today the class. Don't leave the class, Carlos, because you said only because I wanted to see your books, I came to the class. No.
I was just kidding.
Okay. Okay,
Do
good.
not take my words too seriously.
Okay, very good. Okay, I will not. Okay, guys, so today we have a topic in which we are going to learn how to use gerunds and how to use infinitive. Okay, here we have some examples. Verb plus ing is a gerund, and to plus the verb, the base form of the verb, is an infinitive. Okay, so here we have some examples. Please help me read these examples, Herbert.
Okay, teacher. Gerunds. Reading, singing, walking,
Oops, sorry.
and to eat, to sleep, and to study.
Very good, excellent. Okay, here we say walking, okay?
Walking
Without the L
without
sound,
L. Yeah,
walking.
walking. Okay.
Perfect. All right, very good. So we all know what gerunds are and we all know what infinitives are. So, but when do we use infinitives? When do we use verbs? Can you tell me, guys, what do you think? When do we use infinitive or when do we use gerunds? What do you know about this topic, guys? Yes, what do you know, guys? No
Teacher,
idea?
I think maybe infinitives, we can use it when before we have another verb. For example, I was thinking to eat pizza, something like that. But I'm not sure when to use it.
Okay, that sounds good because if you are not sure after this class, you will be pretty sure.
Okay.
Very good. Okay, guys, so I guess you know just little about gerunds and infinitives. So that is nice because we are going to learn a lot. Okay, very good. Here we have a structure. We have subject, verb, and object. Okay, so a subject can be a noun, can be gerunds, and can be infinitives. Okay, so subject. Can you mention some nouns that can be subject in a sentence? Mhm. Yes, nouns. Okay, I'm going to name some nouns. My dog. Okay, we can say food is a noun. The moon. Okay, Jack. Okay, it can be a proper noun or a common noun. Okay, so it can
Fíjate que
be
de
the subject.
camioneta lo tengo que traer, lo tengo que llevar al taller.
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Perfect. Okay. So, but also as the subject of a sentence, we can also use gerunds. Imagine, my dog is black. Okay. My dog is black. My dog is running. Okay. My dog is running. Okay. So, good. We are using a noun as the subject, but also we can use gerunds. Example, reading is good for your mind, for your brain. We can say that. Reading is good for your brain. So we are using a gerund as the subject of the sentence, okay? Paying attention is a must if you want to learn. Okay, so I'm using a gerund, paying attention, as the subject of the sentence. But we can also use infinitives as the subject of the sentence. Example, to read is beneficial for you. Okay, to read. So I'm using an infinitive here. All right. And also we can use as an object of the sentence, we can use nouns, gerunds, and also infinitives. For example, I like reading. Okay. I'm using a gerund. I like reading. I like chocolate. I'm using a noun. I like to read. I'm using an infinitive. Okay. So guys, is this 100% clear for all of you? I hope yes. Okay.
Yes,
Sorry, teacher.
teacher.
Yes, teacher.
I, can you explain again, please? I don't understand when we use.
Okay, very good. Yes, I haven't explained how to use them yet, but what I'm explaining right now is that in a sentence, this is a sentence, we have the subject, the verb, and an object. The subject is the one who performs the action, and the object is who receives the action. So either in the subject position or the object position, we can use nouns, gerunds, and infinitives. Let me give you a quick example as a noun. Noun as a subject. I play the piano. Or Mario Mario plays the piano. So Mario is it's a noun. Okay, it's a proper noun. So it can be the subject. But also I can use gerunds as the subject of the sentence. Example, paying attention is crucial if you want to learn. Paying attention. I'm using a verb with ing, a gerund as a subject. Okay, because how do we know it is a subject? Because this comes before the verb. So it's a subject. So reading is good for you. Okay? Taking a shower every day, it's a good habit. Okay? Very good. So I'm using a gerund here. Okay, but I can also use an infinitive. Okay? What is an infinitive, guys? Can you tell me?
For example, to study, to play, to sleep.
Okay, very good. Excellent. So that is an infinitive. You add to before the verb. So to play soccer is something difficult. Okay, so I'm using an infinitive as the subject of the sentence. To play soccer is something difficult. Okay, good. Is this clear, guys?
Just one question, teacher. When we use infinitives, always we have to use to.
Yes, an infinitive verb is to plus the verb. That is an infinitive.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Jonathan?
I have a question. Is the subject could be noun and the object could be infinitive, for example. Can you mix to fix
Yes,
the okay?
good question. Yes, I can say, if you want to use a noun, my mom likes to cook lasagna. Okay, I'm using the object as to cook lasagna because the main verb is like. Okay, so the object is an infinitive.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. Okay, very good. And here we have some examples. Please help me read this example, Atlai.
Sure, coach. Just give me a second. That says Professor Speak has started screen sharing, but it doesn't know.
Mhm.
Yes. I can see the screen right now.
Oh, you can't see. How about you guys? Can you see my screen right now?
Yes, I can see your screen.
But I can't
Yes.
see my cell phone, right? Now I can see it. Okay.
Oh,
Snowboarding is her favorite sport.
okay, what is the subject?
Snowboarding, the action.
Okay, very good. And it is a gerund.
Zero. Okay.
And the object is
Favorite.
her
Favorite. Her
favorite sport.
favorite sport.
Very good. That is the object. So if you see the subject is always before the verb and the object after the verb. Okay. But if you see, we are using here the gerund form of the verb. Okay. Snowboarding is her favorite sport. Okay. The next one. Let me or help me read this, please, Marcos.
He likes reading.
Okay. Very good. The subject is
He.
he, okay, and it is a subject pronoun. Okay, it's a pronoun. And the object is a
Aaron, reading.
it's a gerund, reading. Okay, if you see, he likes reading. Perfect. Very good. Thank you. Next one. Okay, please help me read this one. Carlos.
Am I the only Carlos here?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. They need to study.
Okay, very good. So what is the subject?
The personal pronoun they, sorry.
They, okay, very good. The personal pronoun, they. And what is the object?
The action to study.
Okay, very good. And it is
In infinitive form.
an infinitive, okay? And okay, we have to have clear, thank you, that the object goes after the verb, always, okay? Very good. So if you see, in the previous one, we were using the ing form of the verb. And in this one, we are using the infinitive form, okay? Very good. Can you say they need studying, or do we have to say they need to study? What do you think, guys? They need studying, or only they need to study? Tricky question, right? So we are going to find out about this with the rules. Okay, we are going to start with the rules. We have 3 rules for gerunds, and we have 3 rules for infinitive. Okay, so the first rule we are learning tonight is when are we going to use verb plus gerund? Okay, let's see. All these verbs, you will use a gerund after this verb. You will never say, I am, you will never say, I considered to study. You will never say that, because you will say, I considered studying, because this verb consider, it's always followed by a gerund. Okay, and here we have the same case. Okay, so can you please help me read these verbs? Let me see, Jonathan.
Okay. Consider, discuss, enjoy, finish, keep, practice, quit, recommend, suggest.
Perfect. Okay, simply perfect. Okay, so here it doesn't mean that you will use this in the ing form. You will not say considering, practicing. No, this means they are here because after practice, after quit, recommend, you will always use a gerund. Example, I recommend studying more. Okay, or I couldn't quit smoking. So after quit, you will always use the ing form of the verb, okay? Very good. So I will give you 10 seconds to memorize these verbs, okay?
Teacher. But if I say, for example, I am considering,
Okay.
in this case, the next pair is in like the example, like with a gerund. For example, I am considering reading.
Yep. I'm considering not drinking coffee anymore. Okay.
Okay.
Always the ing form of the verb.
Okay, because I thought that it was like I am considering to read, for example, this book.
Exactly. No,
But
you will always use the gerund form. I'm
okay,
considering buying a new house.
okay, it's clear for me. Thank you.
Good question. Good question. Thank you. Okay. So all of you should have already memorized these verbs. Okay. So what are the verbs, guys, that we have to use a gerund after them? Mhm.
Can you go back, please? I don't remember all of them.
Okay. Here we have it. So consider, discuss, enjoy, finish, keep, practice, quit, recommend, and suggest. All of them are very common verbs. Okay.
And if one of those verbs follows another one of them, the same rule applies, right?
Exactly.
For example, you should consider finishing the homework.
Exactly. Correct. Okay. You should consider practicing more sports, yoga. I don't know. Okay. Very good. I haven't finished um, practicing uh, what? Practicing. It doesn't make sense, but yes, the fact is, guys, that you have to use after this always the gerund form. Okay, very good. I haven't finished cooking. Okay, yes, that was the example that I wanted to say. I haven't finished working because finished after this verb finish, it doesn't matter if it is in present, past participle, past participle. It doesn't matter. You will use always the gerund form. Is this 100% clear, guys?
Yes, teacher.
Perfect. Okay. Examples. Please help me read this example. Herbert.
They discussed having a party this weekend.
Perfect. Okay. You see the verb and then the gerund. Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. Please read this other one, Herbert.
He keeps forgetting to text me.
Yes, he keeps forgetting to text me. Okay, cool. Very good. If you see keep is one of those verbs in which you will use forgetting. You will use the ing form.
form.
Yes, the gerund. Very good. So here you have it. Now, in the other hand, we have verbs that will always followed by an infinitive. Okay, like these ones. Okay, agree, decide, hope, learned, need, offer, plan, promise, and want. Okay? You will never say, I want eating pizza. Never. You will say, I want to eat pizza. Or you will not say, I promise paying attention, teacher. No, I promise to pay attention, teacher. I promise to study. Okay? Very good. So here we have other verbs, okay? Agree, decide, hope, learn, need, offer, plan, promise, and want. Very good. Okay? Try to memorize them or try to write them down so you don't forget. After these verbs, you will always use the infinitive form of the following verb. Okay? We have some examples. Okay? This is the first one. Please help me read this example, Marcos.
He decided to apply for a new job.
Very good. Excellent. So after the verb decide, you will always use the infinitive form of the verb. Good job. Okay, Marcus, the next one.
They offered to help her move.
Okay, they offered to help her move. Okay, do you understand this sentence in Spanish?
Yes.
Very good, okay. Yes, we saw in the previous class or some of the previous classes that move means mover or mudarse, okay? Good job. Okay, very good. So we have learned about the verbs that are always followed by gerunds and the verbs that are always followed by infinitives. And now we have few verbs that are followed either by a gerund or by an infinitive. What are those verbs? These ones, okay? Begin, continue, hate, like, love, prefer, and start. Example, I put an example with like at the beginning of the class. My mom likes to read. My mom likes cooking. So after like, you can use either the ing form of the verb or the infinitive form of the verb. And the same happens with all these verbs, okay? So let me listen to you guys. Please give me examples with prefer.
Mm, I would prefer to sleep uh, early today.
Very good, okay? I would prefer to sleep early today. Perfect.
And teacher, I guess yes, I can say I would prefer sleeping early today.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I prefer sleeping early today, or I would prefer sleeping early today. Both are possibilities. Okay. So if you see, hate, like, and love are very alike verbs. Why? Because you can say, I hate staying late. Okay. Or you can say, I hate to drink coffee. I don't like it. Okay. The same with like and with the same with love. I love petting my dog. Okay. I love to pet my dog. Okay. So you can use either infinitive or gerund. Okay. Very good. So here we have some examples. Okay. Oh, before the example, I have this little question for you. Can you help me read this example or this sentence, Carlos?
I have begun playing soccer.
Okay, Carlos, what tense are we using for this sentence?
Present perfect, I guess.
Okay, yep, that is present perfect, okay? This is not present perfect continuous, okay? This is present perfect because playing here is not part of the verbal phrase here. Have begun is the tense. Have plus the past participle of the verb. Playing is the activity. This is not the verb of the sentence. This is the object of the sentence, okay? Because that comes after the verb. So playing soccer is the activity. It's something, it's not a verb. In here, we are using this ing verb as an object of the sentence. So yes, the present perfect is the tense that we are using here, not present perfect continuous. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Very good. So now we can move on with this with the examples. Verb plus gerund or infinitive. Okay, here we have it. So please help me with the help me with these examples. Herbert. No, you read the previous ones, right? So
Yes.
okay, so Atlai.
I like listening to music, and I like to listen to music.
Okay, very good. Next one.
Let's continue talking about this. Let's continue to talk about this.
Okay, perfect. Yes, if you see after the verb continue, we have the gerund or the infinitive form of the verb. So let's continue talking about this. Let's continue to talk about this. Good job. Okay, excellent. Now we have subject plus gerund. Okay, so here we have it. Let's learn about this rule. Okay, this is the second rule. Okay, very good. Subject equals gerund. Example. We can use a gerund as the subject. Here we have this example. Meeting new people isn't always easy. Okay? Meeting new people isn't always easy. Okay? This is an example in which the gerund is the subject of the sentence. Okay? Very good. Okay? Now, here, um, in this in this one here, we use this usually with or before um, nouns. Okay, so feeding animals is not allowed at the zoo. Okay, meeting new people. Okay, so here we have another structure. After an adjective, we will use an infinitive. Example, I was sad to see. If you see, we have an adjective followed by an infinitive, okay? I was sad to see my test score. You will not say, I was sad seeing my test score. No, I was sad to see my test score. After an adjective, use an infinitive. Okay, do you have a question about this, guys?
No, teacher. It's clear.
Perfect. Okay, very good. I made the mistake before that I said, I used to say, it was nice talking to you. Nice is an adjective, so I have to use infinitive. So it was nice to talk to you today. That is the right grammatical form. Very good. Okay. Is it difficult to make a cake? So again, difficult, it's an adjective. After an adjective, you use the infinitive form. Is it difficult to make a cake? Very good. So any question, guys, about this two rules? Okay, no questions. Teacher, but it is a lot of information. How am I supposed to memorize all of this? By practicing, guys, by practicing. As I said, I realized that I was making a mistake. I was saying it was nice talking to you today. So nice. Okay. No. So after the adjective, I have to use the infinitive. Very good. Preposition plus gerund. Okay. After a preposition, we will always use a gerund. Okay. How does it look like? Like this. I thought about talking piano lesson. About is a preposition. So after about, we use an adjourn. Okay, I thought about taking piano lessons. Okay, we have another one here. Can you help me read this one, please? Jonathan.
Okay. Do you plan on calling me back?
Very good. Did you plan on calling me back? Okay. Did you plan on calling me back? Here we have a preposition, okay? So after the preposition, we will always use a gerund, okay? Good. You should think about this twice before making a decision. So before is a preposition as well. So we use a gerund after that preposition. Very good. Okay, and the last rule for today is that after a noun or a pronoun, we are going to use infinitives. Example, the librarian told the students to be quiet. So the students is a noun, okay? It's a common noun. So after a noun or a pronoun, we are going to use an infinitive. Let's see some examples here, okay? Here we have it. So can you guys please help me read this? Any volunteer to read this?
Okay, teacher. We asked them to go to the beach to the beach with us.
Very good. So what is the noun or the pronoun here?
Them.
Them. Is this a noun or a pronoun?
It's a noun. Sorry, a pronoun.
It's a pronoun. What type of pronoun is this one?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes, what type of pronoun is them?
Ah, I don't remember, teacher.
Subject pronoun or object pronoun?
A subject.
Okay, no, because remember that at the beginning of the lesson, we learned that the subject goes
Oh, okay.
before the verb, and after the verb, we use objects. So it's an object pronoun.
Oh, okay, okay.
Very
I
good.
didn't
So
remember that. Thank you.
now you remember now that.
Yes.
Very good. So we ask them to go to the beach with us. So here we cannot say we ask them going to the beach with us. No, that doesn't sound even right. Very good. So guys, do you have any question, guys, about this? No? Okay. So guys, now you have to do your own effort, okay? Because with this class, to learn this class, because it's a lot of information and maybe you don't remember the verb that are followed by gerunds, by infinitive, or the ones that you can use either an infinitive or a gerund. So you have to devote maybe 1 or 2 hours after the class to learn this. Remember, it's not only memorized, but apply what you have memorized, what you have learned. Okay, so study the rules and try to apply them. And the same as I did, that I realized that I wasn't using grammar properly. So you can think about this and, oh, I used to make this mistake before, but now I know that after this, I'm going to use this type of the verb. Okay?
Yes, teacher.
Perfect.
Teacher, can you do me a favor? Can
Yes.
you go back to the second rule? Like
Okay.
US
The verbs with infinitive.
subject equals gerund.
Okay. Very good. So you are going to use subject as a gerund. Okay. I mean, the other way around. You will use a gerund as the subject. Okay. What does it mean? If you have any question about this, I'm going to try to explain this. If you are going to use a verb as the subject of a sentence, use a gerund. Because either or we saw that, I mean, we can use an infinitive here. It's better if you use the gerund form. Okay, because you can say to meet new people isn't always easy. Yes, you can use it, but we rather use gerunds at the beginning of the sentences. Okay? Is it clear? Or if you have questions, just let me know. I can try to explain this in different words.
No, it's clear, teacher. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Very good. Okay, so no more question, guys. Okay, so you cannot fail, guys. You cannot fail this exercise. Okay, so here we have it. Call me when you finish. What is this?
Clean,
When you
Clean.
finish, clean,
Clean.
to
Cleaning.
clean or
clean,
No,
clean?
cleaning.
Cleaning, okay? Because finish is one of those verbs in which you will use always the ing form. Very good. The next one. The teacher told the students.
To study.
study,
Why? Explain me why.
Is the third rule of the infinitives that if we have a noun or a pronoun, we use the infinitive form.
Okay, in this case, we have
A
a noun. Very good. So the students. So the teacher told the students to
to study.
study every night. Very good. Perfect. Okay. So, and then we have the other one. Okay. He promised,
To take.
Take.
he promised to take his sister to the beach. What do you think, guys? Is this correct?
To take, yes.
Perfect. Very good. So the next one. The verb is
Singing.
sing.
Singing always cheers me up.
Very good. Why? Because at the beginning of the sentences, we have the subject. And as a subject, we want to use the ing form of the verb, or the gerund. Okay, very good. We have the next one. They considered, what do you think? To a new city.
Moving.
Moving.
They considered moving to a new city. Okay, perfect. Very good job. And the next one, it is important to get enough sleep at night. Why, guys? What is the rule that you are following?
I'm not sure, but important is a adjective.
Excellent. Important is an adjective, like difficult, like nice. So very good. Important is an adjective, and that's why we use here the infinitive form. And we have the last one. We talked about the verb is start.
Starting.
Okay, can you
Starting
read
our
the
own business.
sentence?
We talked about starting. Is starting or starting, teacher? Like
Starting or starting?
Starting our own business. We talk about starting our own business.
Okay, very good. So we talked about starting our own business.
Yes.
Perfect.
Because
Very
we
good, Jack.
have a preposition, right?
About is a preposition. Very good. Okay, guys. So you did good. Okay, you have a 10 on this quiz, but that doesn't mean that you learned already how to use this. You have to use them, actually. You have to use them in your speaking, okay? So now that you understand the rules, apply this to your speech. As I always say, guys, please go ahead and practice. If you drive to work, practice, okay? Because I know that traffic is horrible every day, but if you have 1 or 2 hours in traffic, use it or use those hours to study, guys, okay? To talk to yourself about whatever you want to talk to yourself, okay? Very good.
Okay,
So,
teacher.
guys, I really hope you have understood everything, guys. If you have questions, you can review this presentation. I will share this presentation with you in the WhatsApp group, okay? And guys, I want to thank you for coming today, okay, to class. I know it is difficult, but I do appreciate your effort, okay?
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, coach.
It was useful to have this class.
Yeah, because at the beginning of the class, you had no idea about when to use gerunds or when to use infinitives. Now you have a better idea about them.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, guys. And since I'm exhausted as you, we are going to hit the sack now, okay? And last thing, guys, I have an announcement for you. I have a heads up. We are not finishing classes this week. We are going to have one more week of classes, okay? They notified that today.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
teacher.
Great, teacher.
I
Thank
have
you.
a question about that. What
Mhm.
happened when we finish this course with you? If we want to improve our English, what supposed to do?
I think that you are going to have another 3 months with the advanced topics because these 3 months we worked on the intermediate topics. We are missing the advanced topics. So I think the next 3 months you are going to be studying advanced.
Okay, but in this case, we need to talk to somebody because the part of Código, I think, is finished the course of English. But if we keep learning, we need to talk to somebody else.
I'm going to find out. Today you asked me a question about the level 3, intermediate 3 that you have not been assigned that, right? So that is question number 1. The other one is what's going to happen after this course. So I will ask these 2 questions tomorrow for you, and I will
Okay,
have the
thank you.
answers in the class tomorrow.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, because I still without having access to the third level
To the
of
3rd level.
intermediate. Yes.
Okay, perfect. I will
Thank
have
you.
an answer tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you,
Good
teacher.
night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night.
Night, everybody.
Good night.